Oh yes, legends, we are live. How's everybody doing? We are going to be analyzing the price of Bitcoin, getting a little bit of a drop. Will we bounce now, or are we going to continue to the downside? Will the $90,000 range hold, or are we going to break down, guys? This is what we are going to discuss in today's live stream, okay? Let's see how this move does continue here to the downside. I do not think that the price will manage to bounce successfully from this range. Will it do so or not? I think it's, unlikely that we're going to bounce without claiming the lows. Okay, there's very interesting scenarios here if we do drop down beneath the lows from last Friday. I'll be explaining the scenarios throughout this live stream, of course, guys. Make sure to destroy that like button. We're going to go through Bitcoin, but today I really want to focus on the comment section, okay, as well. We're going to take a look at some altcoins. Make sure to destroy the like button, guys, as some people join in. We're going to focus on Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at a few altcoins, of course, some altcoins of your pick, okay? I'm going to be looking at the comment section. We'll be analyzing some altcoins. I do believe that DCAing now and for the next coming days, if we were to get ever so slightly lower levels, it's going to be a good idea in my personal opinion, guys. We'll be going through the Bitcoin dominance as well, which is actually getting a little bit of a pullback. We can see Bitcoin pulling back to the downside and some altcoins holding ground, okay? Altcoins are actually moving down ever so slightly as we're getting this small little dump of a few $1,000s on Bitcoin. Altcoins are holding because of the Bitcoin dominance getting a movement to the downside throughout today. I do think, looking at the Bitcoin dominance, that the dominance is going to be dropping throughout 2025, bringing us that great altcoin season, right? Because this altcoin season that we had throughout November was kind of just the initial stage, right? We're going to go through the comment section, say hello to the beautiful community. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, beautiful legends. Let me know right away, because yes, we are live. You can hear me, you can see me. Let's go. Right away, we were discussing a little bit of CVD, a little bit of the Delta, a little bit of some news that is going on worldwide. I want to take a look at liquidity here with you guys, okay? We'll be taking a look here at the liquidity, all right? Because there is some liquidity sitting slightly below us, right? We still have some liquidity beneath us, right? Are we going to sweep up that liquidity and get a significant move down? We have to take a look at the liquidity as well on the higher time frame, going to the 2 weeks and analyzing the liquidity that we do have. Yeah, there is significant liquidity beneath $92,000. So will we get that movement to the downside? We'll be doing the technical analysis, guys. Are we going to manage here? The bulls are going to maintain this level, form a higher low and get a bounce. We are forming some pretty crazy bullish CVD divergence. Lots of people are shorting here. So will we just manage to sweep up the lows and get the bounce? We'll be going through the technical analysis today, legends. First of all, comment section, say hello to the beautiful community. We got some people joining in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Over 300 now. We can smash up the like button at least to 100 likes, right? Aditya, my man, how are you? Smash up the like button, he says. I got my moderator giving power. Like button status smashed. Thank you very much, RR. I hope you enjoyed today's analysis and the different opportunities that the price can give us. So far, it does look like that those lows are going to be taken for the price of Bitcoin from last Friday. It is just rolling down ever so slightly today. It doesn't look bullish at all. This does not look like a wave 2, and we are going to form a wave 3 here in the next coming hours, right, between today and tomorrow. It just doesn't look like that's going to happen, right? So we need to be very interested at the support levels, right, that we do have below $92,000. Hey, if we were to get a bounce here out of nowhere, right, and we start moving up to 100k, then it's very difficult, very difficult indeed to jump into a long right there based on stop loss. You know, maybe you have a strategy of adding to the position, right? And then what if the price comes down to $85,000? Then, you know, you're going to start getting the sweats, right? We need the reaction at certain levels. We have strategies. We remain patient, very importantly. And if the price does bounce from this level, then we're just going to have to look at another trading setup, right? Let's go. Bruce W, 𝗖𝗍𝗄𝗿 in the house. Hello, Andy. Bruce W, how are you doing, my man? 𝗖𝗍𝗄𝗿, shout out to Daniel from Chart Champions insane community, without a doubt. They know what they're talking about. Wave 5 to the downside, finally playing out, says 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍𝗍. Yes, we do have the Elliott wave theory that we were talking about throughout the the previous live stream on Thursday, Friday, analyzing this scenario. Very much still this scenario playing out, right? We did get a 3-wave structure here to the upside, right? We moved kind of in a 3-wave move, the $99,000 range, where we had the 50% Fibonacci from this speculative wave 2 to the wave 3. Looking for that wave 4 and then that wave 5 to come down and sweep below $92,000, potentially going even below $90,000. We don't know how severe, how impulsive that could be, right? Usually when you do test a low, it can get volatile, right? It can get volatile. A higher time frame low, right, from last week, then, we can expect a major wick down. It's going to be a little bit complex. It won't be extremely easy, guys, but overall, this is the zone that I'm, expecting kind of a sweep. And I want to be inside of the sweep, right? We love sweeps, guys. Sweeps, what happens to sweeps? Well, we just get a volatile move down, and we're expecting an instant bounce, right? Sweep of the lows, right? And then whoop, an instant reaction bounce, just because we would want to see some major limit longs, buy orders at this range, right? And also a liquidity grab from long positions, right? So usually you get that kind of reaction, right? Where you just form a wick and you whoop, and then get a reversal. Let's see if we can catch that, guys, with a little bit of good risk management, right? It's probably not going to be as easy as we draw it here on the chart, but it's an idea. So gonna get ready. We might get this on stream. Let's see if we do so, right? And then look for a potential long, right? Let's all jump into a long position, right? You don't need to do what I do or what I analyze. Okay, you can do whatever you want. If you like the analysis, right, and you do agree, well, potentially you want to apply your risk management, your strategy, and take your own decisions, not my decisions, right? So far, so good, right? That rejection here from $99,000, whoever jumped into a short position here based on the confluence, based on the analysis as well that was provided here on Friday to actually look for that leg up on Friday and get rejection at $99,000, right? Without hitting the golden pocket, which was slightly above 100K. And then look for that price action to start rolling down, okay? The analysis is exactly this one right over here, where we were speculating on these waves. We were analyzing here the wave 3, starting from the wave 2 in the green to the end of wave 3. We want that price action to form a bit of a 3-wave move, resist here at the 50% Fibonacci without hitting the golden pocket, which would be that invalidation for the impulse to the downside. And that is, kind of what is playing out, you would arguably discuss, right? So now the question is, okay, we are rolling down. I didn't like the idea of a bullish case scenario, right? We have many different scenarios that we need to take into consideration. I mean, I love this red box area. I do think it's a very nice zone where the price could react and get a bounce. There is confluence and there is many reasons why to believe that we could get a bounce. Well, first of all, we got that speculative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after a 5th wave. At some point, you're going to end the wave, right? At some point, you are going to end the wave, that 5th wave. However, 5th waves can be very explosive. There is a bearish case scenario that would not make sense, right? Which is, all of this has been an impulsive wave, right? Or an A wave. This has been the B wave or a 2nd wave. And now you're going to form a 3rd wave, right? Or a C wave, and you're going to go below $80,000 potentially, right? At least to hit the 1-to-1 extension. I don't think that would be the case. The main reason why is because this movement to the upside has been very shallow in time. It's been very quick. So it wouldn't make sense for the price to successfully break down, right? It wouldn't make sense, right? Could it happen? Absolutely, yes, guys. This is why we want to manage risk. We want to be careful. But it wouldn't make sense for this to be a 1 wave and this a 2 and this is a 3. right? Or this is an A wave, B and C, just because of this extremely shallow move in time, right? This was too quick. So you either form a fifth wave, like was explained here throughout the stream on Friday, right? And you're going to bounce at some stage here in between 89, right, and $92,000. Or another scenario still would be, if this would be one wave down in an A wave, right? Just because the timing wouldn't make sense for this, you know, let's just say that this is an entire impulse and it finished. Even though if this scenario is not correct, right, that we mentioned throughout the last few days, last week, even though that scenario is not correct, we are still not looking for the price to move down successfully with a movement, okay? So yeah, I am looking for the lows of Friday to be claimed and maybe get a move down of $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000. However, I don't see the price successfully breaking down, even though we don't have, you know, even though this is not the right analysis for that fifth wave, it wouldn't make sense for this to be a one wave, a two wave, or an A and a B. And you're going to form that C wave or the third wave down very aggressively in the next couple of days, getting to even $80,000. And the main reason why is the timing from this area, right? It's very shallow in timing. So what would make sense here, even though this is not a wave 5, is that this could be an A wave, this is a B wave, and you're looking for that C wave to get back above $99,000, right? In a potential flat, if this were to be a finished impulse, because then the timing would be, you know, much better than to continue back down, possibly, right? So let's see, guys. Regarding the analysis, nothing much has changed. Nothing much has changed because it looks very similar to, you know, what we've been talking about throughout Friday last week. We just hit this level and we are coming down. So far, this is kind of where we are at the moment, just on the rollover. So there's not really much to add. But anybody that is new subscriber, you know, let's talk about the potential levels here to the downside. I mean, it would be a shame if the price bounces from here, right? It would be a shame. I'm not going to enter a long position here, I have to say. And if it does bounce, have to say, well, so be it, right? The interest short was this one right over here that was hit on last Saturday, right? Just 2 days ago. So yeah, I mean, the interesting short is here. Could you scalp short here and get into some shorts on these lower highs? Yeah, but the best one would have been this one eventually, right? That was explained on Friday. So this movement down, it does look like that we're going to get that move today, potentially on stream. I'm going to explain a little bit here throughout the stream, okay, what I would want to see on this movement to the downside. We're going to get Coinbase on the spot exchange. Looking at spot here, it would be nice to see this low being swept, which is at $90,700. I really want to feel patient to the price to actually get down there and recover from this pivot. It would be ideal. It would be ideal. I know there's going to be a lot of impatient out there or putting limit longs here, right? We want to be a little bit cautious. I do expect a bounce in this area and a pretty sharp recovery, okay? But it could get volatile. We could even hit $86,000. Who knows how volatile this movement down. Usually when you sweep some lows, right, on higher time frame, you do get some pretty intense movements, right? So you just want to be cautious. Anybody that is using very high leverage, high amount of capital, be defensive with your trading legends, okay? Here we go. Alex, my man, down till January. We'll hit 8.3k. Hope not. I don't think so. Not that low. Anyway, legends, Mued, how are you doing? Aditya, my brother, thanks for giving the support. Valerie, aloha, good morning. Andy, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas for everybody, or happy holidays out there, guys. Enjoy, family, friends. Hope you having a great time Hope that you're healthy and that you're going to have a fantastic 2025. Okay, to everybody here on the stream. 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗽𝗫, Mued, Josa, you can't see me. Josa, how are you doing? We're going to 76k. Somebody saying here in the comment section, we're going down to 76k. Really that low? Do you reckon that we're going to get a severe drop in between today and tomorrow or the next coming days? I think so. I think it is possible that we could go down to 76k. However, I don't think it's going to be today or tomorrow, right? And that has to do with the timing. That has to do with the timing of the waves. I wouldn't expect the price to collapse down throughout the next couple of days, guys. I think we're going to be a little bit more rangy. And that has to do with this movement down, right? We very much know the timing, the analysis, right? The waves, the confluence areas, right? As we do provide every single day, at least Monday to Friday, we try to. Based on the waves and the movements, we know the different scenarios, the different levels where we could get a reaction. So, yeah, this is a very interesting zone, right? It's not going to be easy. It might be very wicky. Regarding the timing, I mean, we would have to come to the conclusion if we were to collapse from here and go to 76k, like someone is saying here in the comment section, which I think is absolutely crazy. We would have to come to the conclusion that this was the corrective wave, right, for the next big impulse. It's very shallow, I have to say, very shallow in timing. This would be very, very rare to see, to get a major drop. I think there's going to be a lot of buying pressure here in this zone, which is going to make the price get a reaction bounce, okay, for the next coming days. It just makes sense for it. The analysis makes sense. The liquidity grab makes sense. There is buying pressure here, guys. We like it or not. There's limit longs here waiting to get filled, right? And you do expect that reaction bounce. So the analysis says that it's highly unlikely, right? Just let's say that looking at the Fibonacci extension from all-time high to the wick low of Friday, and the Saturday high was the B wave or a second wave, right? You know, one-to-one extension is at 83k, 1.618, a very brutal move down, 73k. This is unlikely. This is unlikely, okay? Unlikely that we're going to see this in the next coming days. We're going to be a bit more rangy, in my opinion. If we sweep up the lows, I would expect some kind of bounce. Now, what are the levels of support that we do have here on Bitcoin that are most important, right? What are the most important levels that we can use as a guideline so we can manage risk, guys? Remember, leverage trading, right? Very risky game. People are just going to put a huge amount of limit longs or whatever, right? I don't know what strategy you have. Maybe you're in a long position already and you're hoping for this area to bounce, right? What if it does not bounce, right? Well, that means that you have a poor strategy, right? You'll be getting wrecked. You'll be getting wrecked. I don't want you guys to get wrecked, okay? So anyway, Santa is red, so dump it. Yes, very true. Santa, exit, sell, says somebody here in the comment section. Inspiration likes. Yes, absolutely. I mean, you know the deal. You know, maybe we'll get that long trading setup live on the stream. This red box is my interest zone. I will be explaining the scenarios right now. And, you know, if you want to trade with me, right, on different setups, different scenarios, just like the one here that was provided last Friday, rejecting at 99k, guys, the analysis here was spot on. Let's just say it, right? It was, you know, we actually had the retracement and the movement up. I wasn't interested in doing anything here, but I wanted to see this. And this was the interesting level for a short. We explained how you could potentially would have successfully traded that scenario, okay? We do have weeks, guys, which is absolutely great. You do have 20,000 deposit bonus. The more you deposit in trade, you get that bonus, okay? Check it out. It's a great platform, and you just need an email and a password, legends, okay? Just with an email and a password. You have the link down below in the description. Weeks, okay? It's a great alternative to Bybit and other exchanges, right, that require more things. On weeks, you just need an email and a password, legends, right? So you can basically trade anywhere in the world, basically, right? So check it out. Weeks, guys, is absolutely great. I've been testing it out, and I'm waiting here for this scenario to take that next possible trade on weeks. Okay, let's see how we move down, because it's not going to be easy. What I want to explain as well is the price action that we had in December of 2023, which is very, very similar. I'll go through comment section. I got a super chat right there. Hang on a second, guys. This price action reminds me very much of the 2023 price action, okay, in December. Sorry, yeah, right over here. This price action was very, very similar. Very choppy to the upside. This is when we got the ETF approval, right? A bit of hype momentum, and then we got a drop of $10,000 to sweep up the lows, right? How do we like the sweep of the lows, right? It's just a classic scenario. Sweep up the lows, liquidate over, you know, those extreme long positions, stop them out, right? Oh my God, oh my goodness, ETF approval, we going to the moon. And then you get that severe corrective move, and hey, look what happens a lot of the times. Sweep up the lows, fill all of those buy orders, liquidate or stopped out those over leveraged long positions. They're hiding their stop losses beneath this low, and then the price leaves, right? It's kind of a classic move. It's a classic move. Sweep up the lows, right? Claim that liquidity and then reverse. Now, this price action, you know, I have to say, I wouldn't say it's the same, but let's just get the bars pattern here, right? And just take a look at this movement, and let's fast forward to this price action. And just let's see here if it is a little bit similar, right? It doesn't have to be exact. Kind of. Let's stretch this out ever so slightly. Stretch it a little bit. You could arguably discuss it's kind of a similar movement. I wouldn't say it's the same, but what is interesting is, you know, the sweep of the lows, right? This is kind of the interesting scenario. I am in doubt, okay? There is reasons to believe that this would be a movement down, okay, in an A wave or a B wave, just because of the amount of volume and the waves that we've had. For a flat scenario, I mean, in this case, in the case of the price action that we did have back in December, right? Because we are counting this as a possible impulse, right? From the analysis that we made last week, right? You know, if we move down, claim the low, this will very likely look like an impulse. But why did we form this price action back in December, right? You would have to, you have to come to the conclusion that this was an ABC flat. This, after this leg to the upside, this had to be an ABC flat. It had to be that, because, you know, there's no such thing of forming a wave to the downside that could be impulse, right? Because a C wave moves in a 5-wave move down, right? And when you have new highs and you move down impulsively, in the case, this was a bit of a contracting diagonal right there. We could zoom in on the lower time frames, but we don't need to. But we would come to that conclusion that, okay, this was a contracting move where you formed a impulsive wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, right? You got a contracting move. Now, of course, if you're coming from all-time highs, you would believe, okay, this is a wave 1 or a wave A, right? This has to form a lower high here at some stage and roll back down. Come on, right? And, you know, this is why ABC flats, you know, can confuse you, right? They can like, whoop, you might think it's kind of an impulse and you're going to form a lower high here and roll back down. And then the price rockets back to new highs. And you're like, hey, what happened there? You know, well, you have to come to that conclusion that as this has moved down in a 5-wave move, you know, this was a flat. And you basically, you know, trapped all of the people that believed that you were going to form a lower high here and continue to the downside. So I lean on the side that, you know, if we were to claim those lows, you know, it's very difficult to count this as an ABC flat. I mean, it would be the movement here to the upside. I mean, let's just compare that price action again, okay? Because, and let's talk about the I mean, we probably hit the 1.618. Yeah, basically we hit the 1.618 from this wave, which is very rare for a B target on a flat, okay? Usually you would hit the 1236 Fibonacci. I mean, let's just get the extension here to give that explanation. Usually you would go to the 1236, 1382, as well as a common zone to actually reject from this wave to create a flat. I mean, this is the usual flat target zone for that B wave and come down. 1.618 is rare, but you can see how that 1.618, you know, even getting almost to the 2 to 1, this move actually is quite similar to the one that we formed here the last few weeks. So let's just focus on you know, let's just focus here on the lower time frames 1 second on this scenario, because you would have to come to the conclusion I mean, yeah, it would have to be from this pivot because of this movement down. So an ABC flat like this, when we analyze the extension move, I mean, it's probably even, yeah, it's higher than the 1.618, but not much more. Not much more. Very similar to that price action in December, I have to say, even with the extension target from this movement. So, hey, you know, we need to consider it as almost hitting the 2 to 1, getting above 1.618. This is where we topped out as well when we analyze that bars pattern, right, that we had from December, right? It's an interesting scenario without a doubt. I do see the bounce happening, okay? I do see the bounce happening where we do have the red box here, just because it's a classic liquidity zone. I mean, this could extend down below $90,000, 88K. It might be a pretty severe move. You know, regardless if this happens or not, okay, regardless if we do get this kind of movement, regardless if we do move down and shoot up to all-time high in the coming weeks in January, or form a lower high, which I think there is a chance here. There is a chance in forming a lower high, just because the ABC flat here would be rare. I mean, it did happen in December. Why couldn't it happen now? Regardless if we form a lower high or not, I'm very much interested in that bounce, okay? So, I mean, it's a trade. Yeah, even though if we go to all-time high or we form a lower high, you know, this is a bouncing zone. Would be nice to see this. And I think it's going to be not a bad idea, guys, once this dump is over, to accumulate some altcoins. And I know, guys, there's going to be a lot of people saying that it's over, right? A lot of people are bearish. You know, people say it's not over when we are moving up, right? Well, you're late to the party, my man, right? When you're moving this high. So, you know, we need to be, you know, grounded, saying the corrections are good opportunities, because, yeah, once you see the highs, I got tons of messages throughout end of November, guys, the first week of December, of friends, family. I got my uncle buying £1,000 of Bitcoin. I'm saying, you know, I was saying to my uncle, you're probably buying the local top on Bitcoin. He actually did. He bought at $107,000 just last week. He came to visit me here in Dubai, and he literally bought the top, but he's holding for long term. He did buy some Bitcoin a few years ago. And, you know, when you have your family, friends, hey, you know, should I buy some more? You know, I'm just saying, look, we've been moving up for a long time now, for the last few months. You're probably going to buy the local top. And he did. He did, but he doesn't care. It's for the long term. So he just added a little bit to his portfolio. So, when you have that, the people rushing in, right, throughout the last few weeks because it's so bullish and it looks so great. And, this is the moment that we have fear in the market. And this is good. We have fear. We have people calling for much lower levels. We're going down to 76K, right? We're going down, altcoins are done. This is kind of the great sentiment, right? This is the great sentiment that we want to basically buy the corrections. Anyway, please check Super Chat, my man. I will. I'm trying to go, I'm trying to give you this explanation from this move. But as we are moving down, kind of as expected, the highest probability was actually to move down to hit the lows right there based on the analysis from last week as well. We were analyzing the potential of rejection from 99K and coming back down to test 92K, which we are just $1,000 away from hitting. So we do expect that bounce, okay? Now, I'm just going to give that explanation to the people that are joining in, any new subscribers, right? People that haven't been watching the streams throughout the last few days, right, regarding Bitcoin analysis. It does look very interesting. This scenario looks interesting from December of 2023 price action. It's, regardless if we hit all-time high in January or not, it's a bouncing zone. It's a classic liquidity grab area for a bounce. We know that there is interest of people buying Bitcoin at lower levels. This could be a kind of a 𝗖𝗍𝗃 V-shaped recovery zone for the next coming days. You're going to get pretty much a lot of orders being filled, and you're going to get that liquidity grab as well, right? Which is, there's a lot of stop losses here beneath the lows from Friday. There's a few 100 million, right, of long liquidation. So why not catch that liquidity and then get a nice bounce? Well, that's what I believe that could happen. Now, the question is, how would I want to trade this, right? How can I manage risk? Because I know the average Joe is just going to have a bunch of limit longs here, or is just going to randomly long with high leverage to get the extreme best trading setup to show that 2000% P&L, right, in the next coming weeks, right? And they're going to take too much risk, right? But you have the risk of getting extremely liquidated, right? And being part of the people that get liquidated. So, I'm just going to explain my boring, right, very conservative plan to basically scratch some dollars from the market, right? Because I know there's going to be another trading opportunity tomorrow or after tomorrow, so I'm not going to go all in, right? I know a lot of people would be going, wow, this is so crazy, right? The bars pattern looks absolutely amazing. This has to be the low. I'm going to risk 50% of my account on this trade because it's just very likely going to happen. What if it doesn't? What if it does drop $10,000 tonight? We need to trade safely, guys. We need to trade safely, right? Yeah, the probability is that we're going to get that bounce. And I just want to talk about the major levels. Level number one is that on the spot exchanges, we did not sweep up this low after having that wick from the 5th of December. Now, on the futures exchange, yeah, we managed to wick down beneath that level. But this is important. This is still an important level. Limit longs, limit buys are sitting down here on the spot exchanges. That is, it's nothing to discuss about that. It is how it is. There is some limit longs that want to buy the market beneath these lows. That is 100% sure. I can tell you that. Now, that low right over here, okay, which is this one, we'll put it on the chart here on the futures. I mean, I like to chart with Bybit chart for many years already now. Let's just get these boxes out of the way. There is a daily level also very close to those lows, okay? A daily level is an important level to get respected on the chart, which is a close and open that hasn't been touched, right? Which is this one right over here at 89,900, which is ever so slightly beneath this low. I think we could manage to reach that daily level. I think there is a chance that we can reach it. There is a chance that we front run it, right? There is a chance that we don't hit it and we reverse and we just sweep up this low and then reverse. I don't know. I don't know. But if we do hit this low, I mean, these are going to be my guidelines. The low here from the 5th of, hang on a minute. Yeah, the low here from the 26th of November and the daily level. Those are going to be my guideline levels, because any price action beneath those levels, I will not be interested in longing. I need the price action to sit above these two levels. Doesn't matter, this one or this one. If we move lower, I want the price action to get above, trading above the daily level. Then anything beneath, any price action beneath this daily level is where I'll have my stop losses. But I need the price action to get back above, you know, the support, which is the daily or even this low as the liquidity grab. So that is basically what I'm waiting here, right? I will execute as soon as one of those two levels are hit and the price action gets back above, so I can manage my risk. The problem is here of putting limit longs, right, and going to bed, right, is, you know, there will be a day that you wake up and you wake up and you do this on the chart. You'll be like, holy moly, what's happened here? And you'll be, oh, whoa, it just went straight through all of my limit buys. What happened, right? In that case, we would come to that conclusion that this has been a wave one or an A, B, C, right? And it was just too aggressive. This would be an extremely rare scenario based on this movement, okay? This is not enough for a bounce. It's not enough in timing. It is enough Fibonacci-wise for a bounce to be a B wave, because it hit the 382 Fibonacci from all-time high to the low. It's enough. But the timing is very fast after that drop that we had throughout last week, okay? So it wouldn't make sense. You would be expecting the price to find a, you know, to get a bounce here in this area. So not much more to discuss. If the price were to bounce right now where we at and we get a recovery, you know, some levels of interest that I was mentioning throughout yesterday's stream as well is getting above this lower high right over here eventually from Saturday. And, you know, I would be looking at the value area high to provide resistance. The value area high of this entire range, I would be looking at a lower high possibility here in this area, which is, you know, basically getting to value area high, getting to the golden pocket from the all-time high to the lows, right? This would be the zone. But yeah, till we do not get there, which will not be today potentially, we'll be discussing some different scenarios, mainly in the Legends trading community, okay, where we do post daily updates and different scenarios right over here on the Discord. We got Aiden as well providing the setups. 𝗕𝗏𝘆, the other coach, is having Christmas holidays, but you also get the modules, guys, to learn the technical analysis from basics to advanced. Obviously, you get the modules, access to the Discord for daily updates. Check it out, guys. You have the link down below. Now is the moment to learn how to trade, learn how to manage your risk, which is very important. It has to be one of the important things that you need to learn in trading. Risk management, right? A lot of people talk about psychology. Psychology is extremely linked to risk management. If you don't have good risk management, of course you're going to go absolutely bananas, right, in your head. Well, if you manage risk, right, you're going to be totally fine, which is basically risking small amounts, small profits, small consistent profits, and even smaller losses, right? It's all about building capital, not making a $1 million trade at once. Let's go. It is time for comment section right away. So far, the analysis is kind of playing out since Friday's stream, guys. You know, we were looking for this kind of three-wave structure or an ABC flat. You know, if we were to drop from here, we understood that a bounce was likely. And to claim above $98,000 was the highest probability, regardless if we had this move or we had the lower high, lower movement here and a higher low, and then claim that $99,000 that happened throughout Saturday, as we did this analysis on Friday. We had this movement on Saturday, and on Saturday we did reject from $99,000, which was that 50% Fibonacci, okay, that we mentioned here as well regarding this these wave setups. Okay, so I would say take, it's not a bad idea. This movement has been of $5,000 already. That's great for a day trade, small little swing trade, right? If you shorted here, that level that was discussed throughout Friday's stream to look for the rollover, you want to start collecting some profits, legends, right? You want to start, look, yeah, without a doubt, ultimate take profit zone hitting the lows, but why not, collect some, right? Why not collect some? Because we could front run this level. There is a scenario why we front run. I'll go through the super chat right away. Okay, Ethereum pumpy. Ethereum is pumping. Yeah, we got the Bitcoin dominance, which is rolling down ever so slightly today. It is getting a movement down, so this is good. Bitcoin dominance is moving down, and altcoins are maintaining ground because of this movement, right? I was going to say that altcoins are not really moving down at the moment, and Ethereum is pumping apparently. Let's quickly take a look at Ethereum on the chart, because apparently Ethereum is pumping. Yeah, it's holding. I wouldn't say it's a major pump. It's holding the ground here, but not yet. Anyway, is there a chance for the price of Bitcoin to form a higher low here, not claim this low, and get an epic bounce? Absolutely. We are forming incredible bullish CVD divergence, which is basically seeing aggressive lower lows on the CVD and higher lows on the price action. I mean, we're still going down. This is coming from a downtrend, so bullish CVD divergence in a downtrend is not giving you very good probabilities, right? Once you form bullish CVD divergence in an uptrend, you're forming lower lows and you're trending up, then you would say, okay, I want to get into the higher low, right? But if you're downtrending, trend is your friend, right? So for the moment, it is down. So it's very difficult to catch a long position here. Your invalidation is stop loss beneath this low. I've seen many times where you have retraced to the 0.88. The fact that we've retraced to the 0.88 is extremely likely that we're going to take that low here at some point, regardless if the bounce. If we bounce from this zone to get above the Saturday highs, guys, I am looking at this at a extreme corrective structure. The price will take out this low at some point if we retrace down to the 0.88, because 0.88 is an extreme rare level for a wave 2 to get a wave 3 later on, right? If the price bounces here, oh my goodness, this will drop at some point. There are some shorting levels here that was discussed in the Legends trading community, but if we were to bounce here successfully and get some price action here between today and tomorrow to the upside, we have extreme high probability that this will roll back down and take out that low at some point. So I wouldn't give too much power here on the bounce. Too much, saying, oh, this is bullish, right? We're breaking up here. This will be a bearish move, in my opinion. Anyway, the fact that we've come down so low, right? Yeah, you usually get those reactions at the 0.88, right? 0.88 right now is getting a bit of a reaction, a bit of a bounce right now of almost $1,000. 0.88 for me is the new golden pocket. For me, the 0.88 is like, it's the second golden pocket. It gets respected so well. Just for a bounce, just for a reaction. So 0.88 right now. Back in the range that we formed the last few months, the 0.88 was incredible. The big fat range here that we formed, right, throughout Q1, Q2 and Q3 of this year. My goodness, 0.88 was magic here. 0.88 Fibonacci from higher time frame peaks. Anybody that is new, right, just want to give that explanation how the 0.88 is a very good level to get a reaction. However, if you do hit it, you have high probability that at some point you're going to come and take those highs. So in this case, 0.88 from the highs here, all-time high to the low that was formed in March, was hit. Now, it did take a long time, and you actually went down, but you finally took all-time high. But you can see how 0.88 is just such a great level. From this peak high to the peak low, you can see how you came to 0.88 and you got a rejection right there. You have many, many different pivots. This wick low to the wick high, 0.88 to the exact dollar right over here. Major bounce, and this is from Fibonacci from here, right? 0.88 bounce. Many higher time frame pivot highs. This one right there with the pivot low, 0.88, slightly above, but then rejection. You have many 0.88s getting respected here. You got this one as well, right? So from this pivot low to this pivot high, 0.88 right over here from this move got extremely respected and got an instant bounce of a few $1,000s. So I like to call it the second golden pocket, right? It's just it gets extremely respected. So that's what it's getting a bounce right now. The fact that we hit the 0.88 from this low to the high, regardless of what happens here, that low has extreme high probability in being taken out. Okay, it might be tonight, might be tomorrow. So what goes up must come down. You're very much right, my man. Everything in the history of the planet, any chart that you see that goes like this, except for the S&P 500, not yet, but does come down at some point, right? Except for the S&P 500. S&P 500 is the only chart in the history that we do have that is only up, but it will crash down at some point in the future, guys. You know, stocks will be nothing in a few decades. It's a massive speculative bubble. It will come down at some point. But yeah, when we take a look at the S&P 500, it's pretty interesting to see how you know, look at this. Since the early 1900s, right? This is a chart of over 100 years. This is a 100-year chart. More 150 years. There will be a moment that this will be a big fat nothing burger. This is basically from Industrial Revolution, right? This will crash down at some point in the next few decades. There will be it will disappear from the face of the earth. But it's not the time. We still have many years ahead. So yeah, anything that goes up like this will crash back down. It's just like life, right? You're born, you grow up, you get to your teens, you grow up a man or a woman, 30s, 40s, you peak, and then you go old, and you come down, and you die. There's also a chart for the life. It's, you know, up and down. Anyway, let's go. It's enough talking nonsense here, and let's go. It's time. I don't think we need to take a look at Bitcoin anymore here, guys. We need to talk about some altcoins. What is, you know, what can we expect for altcoins? I got some charts here to give you the explanation on. Guys, don't worry, it is all good. We are going to very likely see that altcoin season, the crypto bull run, is likely to continue. ICP, brother, we want to take a look at ICP. I hold a significant bag of ICP that was in incredible profits because I bought at the $9-10 zone, and I'm almost at break even basically right now. And I did put, you know, I did buy over 7,000 ICP at $9, and it was at $15. I'm saying, you know, I'm going to get out at 21, going to get 50% off, and then leave a moon bag. But we are at very good DCA levels, guys. We are at good DCA levels, I have to say. Anyway, let's go through the super chat. There is a super chat from somebody here, guys. I need to go through super chat. Let's go right away. Super chat here from Vivek. Why not fifth wave down where we are in 3-wave down? What? Why not 5-wave down? We're in 3rd wave down. Right, I'm not sure if I understand that. I don't understand that super chat. Why not five wave down? We're in third wave. We're on 3 wave down. Woo! Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get the question. Anyway. Right. Comment section, legends. Come on, let's get some altcoins. Any solid good questions? What about 𝗖𝗿? What about 𝗖𝗿? What about 𝗖𝗿? Wormhole is an interesting project. I got someone in the team, the researcher of the team, that's looking at coins consistently and good investment opportunities. He's actually, sent a really interesting research of Wormhole. Anyway, something that I wanted to point out there. I had it here on the chart, so this is why it's here. What about somebody was asking about 𝗖𝗿? Is this 𝗖𝗿? I have no research on 𝗖𝗿. Is this like the Japanese or the Chinese Bitcoin or something like that? What about 𝗖𝗿? Major pullback on 𝗖𝗿. Shall we pull out some altcoins, legends? Hey, Ethereum's doing pretty damn good for the moment, right? On the very lower time frames, it's pumping. What about 𝗖𝗿? What about it? Let's take a look at the chart. Why not try and analyze a little bit of 𝗖𝗿? A little bit of 𝗖𝗿, a little bit of different altcoins. Remember, guys, if you're not signed up to any of the exchanges, Bybit is a great platform. Weeks is also an incredible platform, guys. Just need an email and a password. There is hundreds of altcoins here to trade. Great bonus down below. I mean, one of my favorites is Bybit. This is where I've been trading for over 5 years now. And, you have different alternatives. I know some people can't trade on Bybit. And Weeks or Bluffin is great. Bluffin has the highest bonus at the moment, which is a $100,000 deposit bonus. The more you deposit and trade, the more airdrops you're going to get. So Bluffin or Weeks are great alternatives, okay? For just an email and a password, you do your 2FA, right? Get some security there, and you are signing up in minutes, guys. Deposit easily and start trading right away. Check out the links down below for those bonuses, guys. Let's go right away through 𝗖𝗿 technical analysis, okay? Because I have to come to the conclusion on 𝗖𝗿 that we have formed an expanding move here to the upside in a wave 1. I believe that the bull run is going to continue and it will be epic, guys. Just remember to collect profits as we go up, okay? I think this is a very interesting, nice buying opportunity. DCA zone, not an all-in level, but anybody that regrets not buying a few months ago, you're getting an opportunity at the moment, right? And with a pullback, right? We don't want to buy here, legends. We were talking about the pumps throughout the last few weeks. We are not buying on spot here, guys. Some leverage trades with low leverage, right? Swing trading scenarios, they're good, not to worry. We're in bull market, but not, I was not interested in buying eventually many different altcoins throughout the pump in November, part of December, saying, guys, no, not interesting. Now that we've got this move, I want to give you an explanation just, for example, on 𝗖𝗿. 𝗖𝗿 had an awesome rally throughout Q4 of 2023 and part of Q1 of 2024. Now, this is when we started correcting down Q3, right, of this year, part of Q2, sorry, and part of Q3. And we bottomed out here in August. Now, this is very important, a very important chart for me. If you ask me in a nutshell, target zone for the bull run for 𝗖𝗿, I'm going to say for 𝗖𝗿 that, $1.90 is a very realistic target, at least in this bull run for 𝗖𝗿. Very likely at slightly higher levels, but at least this zone to start considering taking some aggressive profits. You may ask why. Since the launch, we've had an initial wave to the upside and an initial wave to the downside, which is the corrective wave. Now, just based on the theory of Elliott wave, which has to be the most powerful to understand, where the projections could happen, and analyzing the volume and the type of corrective move that we've had throughout the last few months in 2024 before this major rally, we need to analyze the bottom. How has the price action moved up from the low to this high, to try and predict and analyze what is going on here, how much time it's going to take to bottom out, and what are we looking at next here before we get the movement to the upside. And I only need the peak low here to the peak high that we formed just in the last couple of weeks. Now I don't need to analyze these waves. What I can already see is that we have 3 peaks. 1, 2, 3. This is good because we do have 5 waves here to the upside. That is a good sign. That is a good sign to speculate at least that we are going to get one more move to the upside to claim these highs. It looks impulsive, right? It's not an impulse, it's an expanding move, right? Most will believe that this is bearish. It's a megaphone, ascending megaphone pattern, right? Broadening wedge that will break down, and your target zone is getting the width, right, to the lows, and this is, you know, what's going to happen, right? We're going to see, say, at 5 cents in the next coming months. No. This expanding move, after coming throughout this price action, is highly likely that it's going to be a wave 1. What we can see here is 5 waves moves to the upside. Okay, let's just put this green, for example. Now, usually in a wave 1 and a wave 2, your common target zones for the wave 2 here is in between the 50% Fibonacci and the 7/8 taken from the ultimate low of this large corrective move throughout 2024 to the highs created just a few weeks ago. This is the common bottoming zone for that wave 2 before the price recovers, takes out the high here in the next coming months. Now, we've already corrected here pretty deeply. Now, I have one problem here with this correction. There's one problem with this correction, which is extremely shallow in time compared to this movement to the upside. When we take a look at Fibonacci time from the low to the high, I have a problem here. The 382 Fibonacci time is coming in late January, mid-January, 20th of January. So this would be a very, very steep, shallow timing ABC move. I mean, it's beautiful. I have to consider this zone already being a good accumulation zone, because even though if the price forms a double zigzag, you know, and it gets another leg down in the coming weeks, regardless, you know, this is the zone to bottom out and, you know, start shooting up here potentially in Q1 of 2025. So anyway, this is why starting to DCA here quite aggressively, right? It's not a bad idea, because, I mean, could we just consolidate for a few days and we're just going to start rocketing? It would be rare based on the timing. It could happen, but I think we're going to bounce, come back down, be a bit rangy here for the next couple of weeks to see a little bit of this correction, you know, have a bit more of a consolidation and then rocket. I mean, it would be absolutely epic if we were to form a wedgie structure, which we have done throughout the previous months before getting this explosion in November, right? We have many charts that were forming, you know, a little consolidation, even a wedgie structure for many months, and it was looking so good. This is where we bought most of our altcoins throughout October, part of November. We've been buying several bags of different altcoins at the low levels, right, from October and November before this breakout that we had in November. So, I mean, this would be ideal that we actually form a little bit of a wedgie structure here, right? Kind of a contracting move. This is extremely speculative, but it would be nice based on the timing that you do form something like this, right? An expanding move or a contracting one, and just consolidate here and just realize that the selling pressure is getting exhausted in a wedgie structure, and this is just going to pop out. But anyway, that's extremely, might get a bigger bounce, then back down, then this coming into, the 382. If we form this kind of wedge throughout the next coming weeks, it's going to be a all-in kind of situation for me. But we never know if that's going to happen, or we're going to get a V shape throughout the next coming weeks, right? This is why, I do consider DCA not a bad strategy at these levels. Bitcoin getting another move down here. Ethereum's doing pretty well, kind of. Is it? Already rejected. Let's take a look at some other coins, guys. I mean, if Bitcoin does drop a few $1,000s, I would expect Ethereum not succeeding with this pump, okay? If Bitcoin drops below $92,000, $91,000 in the coming hours, I wouldn't expect Ethereum to succeed with this pump, even though the Bitcoin dominance is dropping. I mean, Bitcoin dominance is dropping. This is why some altcoins are not dropping with Bitcoin, because it seems like there is some money flowing into altcoins, legends. There is money from Bitcoin. People are selling Bitcoin to buy altcoins. This is basically what the Bitcoin dominance tells us. Almost dropping 1% in the last 24 hours. 1% dominance. I mean, we can do the calculation right now. I'm good at maths. 1% of the Bitcoin dominance. I mean, we can do that calculation. What's the total crypto market cap right now? From Bitcoin, 1.8 trillion. 1.8 trillion. 1% of 1.8 trillion. That is 180 billion. No. 180 billion. 180 billion. 18. Hang on a second. Just trying to do my math here. 1% of 100 billion. Yeah, 180 billion it would be, right? Is that right? 180 billion? 1,800 billion? That would be 18 billion, right? Only 18 billion. Apparently, I'm not that good at math, but yeah, it should be round. There's definitely 18 billion. Yeah, 18 billion. 180 is 10%. 180 is 10%. My goodness. Legends. It's getting the trillion and the billion mixed up. But yeah, 18 billion, which is not much. You would really think there was much more than that, right? So it seems like there's 18 billion, which is okay, pouring into altcoins from Bitcoin. There's been 18 billion worth of Bitcoin sold to move into altcoins. Whether that is stable coins or not, right? We don't know. I forgive you, says Lalendi. Yes, only 18 billion. Yeah, it did seem like a lot, right? 1% of the entire Bitcoin dominance, right? Bitcoin market cap, and it's only 18 billion. Still a very small market. Anyway, let's go right away. Hello, legends. Could you take a look at Gala? Do we have any other different cryptos that we want to take a look at, guys? 1,400 people watching the stream. I am just going to take a bounce right now. Okay, I'm going to bounce because we cannot be 1,400 people and we only have 350 likes, legends. There's no way. This is unacceptable, guys. This is unacceptable. I'll go very quickly through the comment section. As soon as we get to 500 likes, people want giveaways. Hey, if we do get to 1,000 likes on the stream, we're doing a $500 giveaway right now on stream. I will send it from Bybit or from wherever, or Weeks. It doesn't matter. I do have funds there right now. Share me the wallet. If we get to 1,000 likes, we're giving $500 away. US dollar tether. Let's do it on stream right now. Oh, that like button is going crazy. I think it's unlikely I do get 1,000 likes, but let's get that like button and then we'll go through comment section and we'll take a look at a few altcoins, legends, okay? Let's go. Let's go. Over 500. It's good enough. It's good enough. Let's see if the like button pumps up. Okay, let's. LFG says, Joanne. Okay, let's go. Thoughts on 𝗖𝗍. 𝗖𝗍 has been a very bad performer, I have to say. Okay, 𝗖𝗍 is one of my only spot bags that has let me down. Okay, but I have to say, this has to be a really acceptable zone, right? I mean, I'm down 50%. You know, it's the only spot buy that I've done throughout the last couple of months that is like in the red aggressively. This was like a low cap that we put small percentage. I was already saying, yeah, I'm putting a small percentage into this one. But I think Layer AI is going to be doing just quite okay. Just quite okay here, because it we will get that hype again on the AI cryptos. Okay, it's just at the low here from higher low support. This is going to do absolutely epic legends. This will, it will perform very well, in the bull run. It did not break out. It's already come from a massive hype AI situation, right, that we had in Q1 of 2024. Then the massive drop. You do not want to take part of anything here, but when you get the pump and dump and consolidate for a few months, that's when you want to start thinking, hey, this is a nice consolidation that I do like. So we're just at the lows right now, and this, I do believe that this one's going to do quite well. PRQ is one of them that I'm surprised. This is one that we mentioned, my goodness, just a few weeks ago. This was the last altcoin, one of the last altcoins regarding spot buys, because we were running out. This was the first week of December, last week of November. And lots of people were like, I didn't buy DAG. I didn't buy, all these different ones that we were locating at very low levels. And I'm like, I'm running out, guys, of altcoins that to buy on spot, basically, or leverage long. It doesn't matter whatever you do, because you were expecting that breakout. And this one's still at a 2x from the buying zone. This one it got a pullback the other day, but it bounced back up. This is performing absolutely great. For the moment, would I buy here? Absolutely not, guys. The buying zone was this one, so at a break even is what we accept, right? If we do get a pullback, then okay, that's fine. But I'm not taking profits on this one till we hit the highs here from March, April, which is above 28 cents. I'm going to hold on, just like the rest of them. Anyway, it's time to take a look at some altcoins legends. Let's go. What about KSM? Oh, KSM looks good. I think we did take a look at KSM. Let's jump into KSM. I think we analyzed KSM just a few days ago, maybe yesterday. I can't remember, but we analyzed KSM. There it is. We do have something here. There is some drawing on the chart. It might not mean anything. Of course it means something, guys. Of course it does. KSM looks epic. It looks epic. Absolutely epic. With this movement to the upside and this correction, we were speculating on, let's see if we get another leg down. Would be epic. But I would say, DCAing at this area on KSM would be, without a doubt, not a bad idea. Even though if we do go below $25, it doesn't matter. It's DCAing, guys. This is going to reverse at some point in this bull run. So, big pump. Missed out on KSM to buy because we just can't buy everything, right? In October, November, we were spotting so many different altcoins. Lots of them did a 2x, 3x. All of them moved very similar, except for some that did a 5, 6x, right? There's better performers and not that good performers. So this one did just on average 2.5x, which most of them did throughout the pump in November. Now we're getting the steep pullback. With the volume that's created here, this is corrective, guys. Come on. It's just a no-brainer. This is going to bottom out. This wedgie structure is going to bottom out at some stage in the coming days or weeks. And it's going to reverse. We're going to get another leg to the upside to take those highs that we formed in November. So, regarding the analysis, it's an ABC. It would be nice to get one more low. It would be nice to get one more low, and if we do sweep up the low, I've got the alert right there. I am looking for that contracting move in the C wave to then get the breakout in this wedgie structure, but I want to catch the low. I want to catch the low because I would be willing to swing trade this this crypto, right? 𝗬𝗏. So I mean, there's not much to analyze here. Big pump, big pullback throughout the last couple of weeks, but it's very close to bottoming out in my opinion. Thank you, brother. Been holding since 2020. I remember 𝗬𝗏 at the $2 range from the previous cycle. Never bought 𝗬𝗏. It was such a hype of, you know, parachain on Polkadot. Never got to buy any 𝗬𝗏. And it did absolutely crazy. 𝗬𝗏 is crazy pumping again. 𝗬𝗏 is doing extremely well. Massive DeFi project. This one's doing its own thing. 𝗬𝗏 is pumping again. It's recovering after the drop. You know, this is just grinding here. But it was not an easy buy, I have to say. Not an easy buy in this zone. When you've pumped so much, you would want to see a bit more rangy formation. Dot, please. Let's take a look at Polkadot. What about Doge? My goodness, let's try and do multiple different altcoins. This is going to be quick analysis, guys. This is going to be quick. Jump on the chart, give my opinion. Green zone, green box on Polkadot. Green box, you know what it means? It means it's a great zone. DCA zone, great DCA zone, in my opinion. We did take a look at Polkadot at some stage a few days ago. Polkadot, without a doubt, almost taking out the highs here. I think I do have some Polkadot. I do have some Polkadot in a different wallet, not in a Ledger or Trezor. It's in a hot wallet somewhere. I need to check out my wallets, guys. But I do have some Polkadot. This was one of them that we also mentioned about the buying zone. But, you know, it did a 2-3x. Just like most of them. Most of them did a 2-3x here in this move. Some of them are 4-5x. On the pump on November. So very sharp pullback, very strong volume to the upside. This is just a classic shakeout movement in the bull run, legends. And this has already formed a very strong 3-wave structure. Oh my goodness, holy moly, holy moly. The timing is looking pretty good on this pullback as well. Let's take a look at the timing from the lows of the pump. Right, it was here in the first week of November to the highs. This is good. This is good. We already crossed the 382 Fibonacci time for the pullback. Low volume, wedgie structure, selling pressure will get exhausted, and it will be ready. I mean, if we go sideways here for a few days, guys, it's going to be a... I'm buying the dip, guys. Now I'm diving in. When this is what I like to see. Pump and dump, sideways momentum in a wedgie structure. This is where we're buying, legends. We are getting all in here. Because if we buy here, the risk of being in a loss is extremely low. We could hold some small unrealized losses for a few weeks, yes, but 5%, 10%, we can handle that, guys. We don't want to handle a 50% loss, right? I bought here and now I'm down 50%, right? We don't want to have that situation, guys. So this is why we were not buying anything here regarding spot. Now we can start thinking about DCAing. Yeah, without a doubt. Wouldn't expect the price to drop much lower from this area, guys. Okay, so regarding the scenarios, high volume, nice pullback. Low volume on the pullback. Bull run to continue in 2025. Just hold on for a bit of choppiness here potentially. But everything looks pretty damn good, guys. DCAing is back, or small leverage longs, right? When we talk about small leverage, we're talking about a 3x, 4x max. Because if you're using a 10x on these altcoins, you know, a 10x, your liquidation, if you enter here, is basically $7 divided by 10, 70 cents. Your liquidation is down at 640. It's here if you're using a 10x. We want to use 3, 4x, get that liquidation down, be ready to add a little ever so slightly to the position. Be calm, my friend, right? High leverage is just going to bring a lot of pressure, especially on altcoins, guys. I wouldn't suggest using more than a 5x on altcoins. Take it with a grain of salt. Use whatever you want. Of course, if you want to trade Polkadot or many different altcoins. You have Bybit. You know, for me, is my favorite, but great alternative to Bybit is Bluffin and Weeks, guys. They got a great bonus. You just need an email and a password, either for Weeks or Bluffin. They're very highly liquid. No big major wicks, okay? Lots of liquidity here. Lots of altcoins. You just need an email and a password. You get that bonus down below in the description. It's a deposit bonus, okay? The more you trade, the more bonuses you're going to get. Great alternatives to Bybit and other exchanges, guys. Weeks or Bluffin. They're both as good. Let's take a look at 𝗬𝗫𝗍𝗇. Oh my goodness. Is that recovering? This one's from the previous bull run. 𝗬𝗫𝗍𝗇, which is Elon. That department crypto is doing incredibly well. Department of Government Efficiency. This one performed very well throughout Q1 of 2024. Oh no. No, not Q1. In November. Sorry, my bad. This one's up 50% today. I mean, I would, you know, with this pullback, I would be interested to see, my goodness, this is pumping 50% just today? What the hell? Yeah, there's big hype on this one. Let's just quickly take a look at this one. Then we'll take a look at the 𝗬𝗫𝗍𝗇. Ticker symbol is 𝗬𝗫. My goodness, 𝗬𝗫. Yeah, oh my goodness. How do you find this one with the ticker symbol? Because it's 𝗬𝗫 as well. Anyway, let's take a look at Elon. I will figure that out later on. But would be interesting to see that one on the chart. Elon, US dollar. Let's take a look at this one on the chart. Oh, there's really not much. This is still very downtrending. Yeah, this 𝗬𝗫𝗍𝗇 is not a crypto that we would be too interested in. 𝗬𝗫𝗍𝗇. I mean, we've wicked down here beneath this low. I mean, this could be an ABC flat. Without a doubt, this could be an ABC flat. After this major pump that we had in November, ABC flat, double top right there. This has to be an ABC flat. We're recovering from the lows. Potentially, we are going to bounce pretty successfully here on 𝗬𝗫𝗍𝗇. But anyway, Brett. Let's take a look at Brett right away. Why not? What's going on with Brett? This is quick chart, guys. I want to go really quickly through the comment section. I mean, we want to be cautious with these altcoins. We know they're volatile, they're dangerous, but we've dropped down a lot on 𝗬𝗫𝗍𝗇, right? From that high created a couple of weeks ago down to the lows. 50%. 50% pullback in the bull run is opportunity zone, in my opinion. No financial advice. Let's take a look at ICP, guys. Very important. ICP is going to blow your socks off. ICP will blow your socks off. I'm surprised at ICP. I'm disappointed because I went pretty aggressive on ICP, buying down here at the $9-10 zone before the breakout, and it's back at entry zone. So I have to say, this is a good zone of DCA now. These lows unlikely to claim. We are likely to maintain a higher low support structure here despite any volatility that could happen to finally take out those highs from March. Okay, I'm holding to the strategy. We've just got a big pullback in the bull run, so Bitcoin just maintaining here ground. Stay cautious. I would stay cautious on altcoins. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin dominance is dropping, and I do expect the Bitcoin dominance. ICP looks good, guys. This is a great DCA zone, $9-10. Great DCA zone. Bitcoin dominance is moving down, and I expect the Bitcoin dominance to collapse into 2025. And this is going to bring another squeezed altcoin season. And it's going to be the epic one. It's going to be the proper one, guys. All right, we're waiting for the proper one. We haven't even hit 2025. when we take a look at the 4-year cycle theory, we didn't have the major altcoin season until Q1 of the 4-year cycle, right? Q1 of 21, Q1 of 2017. That's when we started to get the explosions. We haven't even entered into 2025, so calm down. These pullbacks are going to give opportunities like the stream, y'all. Absolute legends. Thank you very much for the support, guys. What else could we take a look at? Okay, this is just a higher time frame perspective that we have. Okay, looking at what could happen. Brett. Okay, somebody was talking about Brett. What do we have on Brett? Brett US dollar. Where can we take a look at it? On Bybit, wherever. Doesn't really matter. Do we have another chart that gives us a little bit of more data? I would assume. Yeah, not this one, for goodness sake. On BitGet potentially. Yeah, this is the situation that we do have, guys, on a lot of the altcoins. Look at this. What altcoin was I looking at here just a few minutes ago? Remember, anybody that's on the stream long enough here for the last 30 minutes, we were taking a look at a chart that was exploding up, getting that corrective move, and then we were analyzing an expanding wave, right? We were analyzing an expanding diagonal in a 5-wave structure. I'm not sure what chart was this, but you get the 3-wave move down here in between 50% and 7.8, and that is where we bottomed out here on Brett. There is a very similar chart. I can't remember which one was it. It was 𝗖. Okay, was it 𝗖? Somebody was very, very similar. Was it 𝗖? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Shout out to you, my man, in the comment section. David, what a legend. What a legend. It was 𝗖. Expanding move after an impulsive move on the higher time frame correction. We are speculating on this wave 1. So, I mean, this is why this could actually bounce up here and retrace, right? It might be a larger 3-wave structure. It might look messy, guys, for a few weeks, right? People will be... It would be great to get more people in doubt if we get another pullback. It would be absolutely legendary here. It would be absolutely epic to really say, oh my goodness, it's, you know, this is the moment. Get everybody scared and not believing that there's going to be the bull run is going to continue. When we take a look at the similarities of this chart. And I mean, I'm not sure. Let's get the bars pattern here. I think I can copy this and paste it here. Oh, come on. Don't tell me. Are you serious? Anyway, I wanted to get the bars pattern and paste it here. What's going on? It's freezing right now. Screw you, Tradingview, my goodness. Anyway, wanted to get this. I mean, we can compare it with just flipping charts. Anyway, you can see this movement. This movement that we have here on 𝗖. Screw you, Tradingview. Not let me allow to paste that. That movement on 𝗖 would be nice to get the bars pattern, really. You got the major hype pump here. I mean, this was back in, you know, this was April, May. Major pump, big corrective move. Major pump, big corrective move. Right? In a speculative wave 1, wave 2. And now you get this, ascending broadening wedge, which forms, you can clearly see 5 waves right there in an initial wave 1, and you're expecting that wave 2 to bottom out in between 50% and 7/8. This actually came down to the 7/8 to the exact cent and got the bounce right there. And then eventually after a wave 2, you're expecting an explosive wave 3, even taking out this high. So 𝗖 looks incredibly awesome on the chart based on, you know, this was a perfect example on Brett. We had to analyze Brett right now, but I think Brett could be in a double 1-2 here on higher time frames, right? I would have to come to that conclusion, but you know, I was surprised of seeing this right there based on the analysis that I provided here. Just about 20 minutes ago, somebody was asking for 𝗖. This being an initial wave 1, you're looking for that wave 2 here to bottom out in between the 50% and the 7/8, which is this red box. And you know, you would maybe expect a bounce and then a movement here. You know, this is why I said I was worried about the timing, that this could take a few weeks. It might bounce, then come back down. And this is basically what happened here when you analyze the timing, right? After forming that 5-wave move, you come down here, which hitting the golden pocket, which you are hitting right now on 𝗖, which you could get the bounce, but then drop back down, right? And the timing, you need to wait for that timing. So you're looking for maybe a bounce and a move back down. This is why DCAing is okay, but based on the timing, you could get a bounce and a movement down, and then we're off to the races, right? In the next coming weeks. So just, you know, this exactly the analysis that I provided on 𝗖 just about 20-30 minutes ago. And, you know, it's just because the analysis is based on history. It's based on charts that, you know, based on movements that have happened on other charts. And wow, this was a perfect example to give you on 𝗖. The analysis is not made up. It's you know, it does happen, right? It's certain movements and patterns that happened, and you know, Brett is the perfect example here from the last few months in September and October that could happen on 𝗖. You know, after this area, you're expecting 𝗖 to move in a third wave here and claim this high of $1.14, which is you know, it's just under 3x from current price levels, but still gains are gains, right? I would expect higher levels, but at least this one to be taken. Anyway, legends, thank you very much for joining the stream. I have to leave. Okay, I have to leave. Thank you very much for joining the stream today. I will be back with a longer stream tomorrow. Let's do a 2-hour live stream tomorrow, Christmas Eve. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. We got the Legends Trading community for daily updates as well. If you ask questions